today. I'm wearing an Arsenal shirt, a Hawthorn hoodie, and a Ferrari cap. I'm all inclusive here with the sports. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna watch two movies today. First, I'm watching Blackberry. Blackberry was the main phone before iPhone came along. So I want to watch a movie about that. I never owned a Blackberry, but all my friends had it in school. It was a very big thing before iPhone was a big thing. So I'm looking forward to the movie about Blackberry. I haven't really seen the trailer, but I just saw Blackberry. I thought, hey, it's about the phone. Let's go and watch it. Then I'm watching Sumotherhood. This seems like a London gangster film. That's a comedy parody, sort of. I remember something similar when I was a kid called Kidulthood, which was quite funny. The unserious version of adulthood. So I just got like comedy vibe from it, and it was a comedy based off the trailer, but it's still a London gangster thing. So most of the cast are people of colour, but there are also white people in the cast, and two of them are Ed Sheeran and Jeremy Corbyn. It's like, what on earth? You hear Ed Sheeran singing in the trailer, you're just like, what on earth is this? And then Jeremy Corbyn talking like a roadman. I'm just like, this seems funny, but also very cringe. So I'm looking forward to it, but also I'm just like, okay, hopefully it's not overboard where it's cringe, but it could be funny like Kidulthood was. So hopefully that's good. So yeah, I'm watching that. It's actually early access because I'm a Cineworld member. We get access sometimes to films early, unlimited screenings, sometimes the secret screenings. They'll secretly put a film on. They won't tell us what it is, so we just go and find out. And it'll be a new upcoming release. Sometimes they tell us what it is. Sometimes they're just like, we got an early screening for this film, and today they got an early screening for Sumotherhood. So that's what I'm watching. It's not officially released yet. I'm watching it early, which is great. Blackberry has released though. I also wanted to see, I want to see Golda, but I also wanted to see, there was a film about the GameStop stock market stuff happened a couple years ago. I remember it was huge on Twitter. There's a film about that, and apparently it's very good. Took it out of cinemas. It was in cinemas last week and they took it out. I'm just like, what's going on? It's a bit miserable today weather-wise. It's a bit weird, you know. In June, it was meant to be summer, right? Meant to be like one of the hottest months. It felt like it was cold. It felt like March. Now we're in October, which should feel cold, but it's actually been quite hot the last few days. England is so weird, man. It's getting weirder every year. I'm sure it's still going to be freezing from November to February. I'm not looking forward to that, but it's just October's warmer than it should be. But today, not so much. Today's miserable. But then again, I think we needed rain because I've been sweating the last few days at work. Just worked 6 days in a row. Finally got a day off. It's been fun. I've been up late nights. I work 4 p.m. to midnight now, so I've been up late nights editing, streaming. It's been fun though. So quick thoughts before I go in. Blackberry is about the rise and the fall of the phone because obviously it went irrelevant quite quickly. So it's also quite a sad story as well. And the other one, it's about two wannabe gangsters who are in debt, struggling with life, trying to make it as roadmen and committing crimes, but as a comedy. Sounds interesting. There's no one here. One of the greatest phones of all time, the first smartphone ever. And there's no one here. It fell into relevancy, that phone, and it seems still relevant. Sorry, that's in bad taste. It's funny because when I booked it, there was bookings there, there were seats filled up, at least like 10. None of them are here. And I'm late as well.
Chicken and chips and Chinese, feeling depressed.
What great weather. I'll review Blackberry in a bit. Sumotherhood will review first. First of all, the Sidemen got a plug in this. They're not in this, but the vodka is. The XIX vodka that they make. The Sidemen vodka company is in this film. It's like, there's a bottle, there's a nightclub fight, right? And the bottle turns up for a second. I'm just like, wait, that's XIX vodka. And then later on another scene, they mention it directly. Like, I was drinking some XIX vodka. I was just like, damn, the Simon did some bits here. But they weren't in it. Also, this is a sequel to Anotherhood. I actually didn't clock that. Because I remember watching Adulthood and Kidulthood. I don't know if I watched Anotherhood. I don't know if I watched it. I don't think I did. Because if I did, I would have remembered Rico and Kane. So maybe I haven't watched Anotherhood. Maybe I should watch it. Maybe I should watch it at some point. But yeah, maybe Movie Monday potentially. But yeah, it was funny, but also very cringe as well. The start especially, it was so cringe. There was a lot of cringe in it, a lot of face palming moments. But it was really funny. The funniest scene, I think, to me, was the bank robbery. And also the ending as well. Again, just a parody of everything. But it was fun. It was good fun. Some things was just so cringe though, especially the Indian guys. There were some Indian guys that they owed money to. The way they were talking like a mix of Indian and roadman. a mix of Indian Londoner and Roadman Londoner, and it just doesn't sound right at all. I'm just like, it's so cringy. But yeah, some of the things some people say are really funny. Some of the delivery is really good. The acting is pretty good. Ed Sheeran and Jeremy Corbyn turn up around the same time in the film, not on a bank robbery scene actually. But yeah, it's just a lot of cringe and a lot of fun. I just put it that way. All right, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good, and I enjoyed myself. You know, I was laughing out loud at a certain point. So, you know, the movie did its job in that sense, but some of it was just so cringy, man. I don't know what other word to use apart from cringy. Like some of it was just so. I don't, I don't know how to explain some of the scenes, man. But it was just like, oh no, what have I got myself into? But yeah, it wasn't completely packed out. There were like at least like 30 people in there. But it wasn't like a packed out cinema. These are limited screenings normally are, because it's just for members. So members turn up. It's only members. You can't bring a plus one unless they're a member as well. And normally for these, more people turn up, especially the secret ones, the one I didn't tell you anything about. But this one, it was like half full, shall we say? Not even half, but there were a decent amount of people. I like watching it with a crowd, and there were definitely some moments where people were laughing. So those are good vibes. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. As for Blackberry, I'll give this an 8.5. This really portrays, I don't know, like, I wasn't there myself, obviously, but it's a fictionalized version of true events. So it's based on true events, based on real people, but not everything's accurate in that sense. But largely, it does cover the rise and fall of BlackBerry, where it started from. It started from basically nothing, and it turned into this crazy thing. But the people in charge of it, it went exactly clean, shall we say, and it wasn't just that. Obviously, before things started to go down, obviously Apple came along with this new iPhone, and this is essentially where BlackBerry's warrant started to wear out. I don't know if that's the right term to use, but the iPhone, they did this, like the Steve Jobs speech, Steve Jobs introducing the iPhone for the first time. That's in this film. And the BlackBerry people are watching this because BlackBerry at the time was the smartphone. You know, that was the number one, the very first smartphone in the world. They were doing bits. Then iPhone came along, and then they started panicking. You know, they're like, "Oh, we got to make a new phone now, or we don't make a new phone. We should keep to ourselves, whatever." It's hard to explain it, but the point is, it made them panic, and things started to go wrong. And obviously, some of the people in charge were not particularly clean anyway, so they started to get caught out on certain things. One of them tried to buy into NHL, and that went south. But yeah, essentially, the BlackBerry started to fall from the iPhone's announcement, and they decided to start. Oh, let's try and make a phone that's all touchscreen, just like the iPhone, because that was like the big thing. The big thing was BlackBerry was the keyboard, click, click, click. You know, that was like a big thing with BlackBerry and BBM. Then iPhone come along, they're like, we don't need a keyboard, we need a full screen. You can have the keyboard on the screen. And the BlackBerry, you know, one of the owners was panicking, like, but he's like, it'll be all right, you know, it won't work. The iPhone will fail. Like, they're stupid. It's stupid. It's not going to. The network won't be able to handle it. Even before that, like even before iPhone came along, like they had a bit of turbulence here and there. Oh, there's so many BlackBerries now. The system started to crash. Some of the devices are down. How do we fix this? How do we fix the servers? There's all that as well, all that drama. So like the iPhone drama starts towards the end. Before that, there's a lot of drama, but obviously BlackBerry was making a lot of money, and it just goes through the ups and downs of this phone starting from nothing, turning into this big corporate company, all off this phone. Like, I've not explained it too well, but there's a company that gets a lot bigger because they make this phone. It was so big in popularity, but just like that, it was gone. The iPhone came along, then the BlackBerry was eventually gone. And it being based on true events, at the end they showed like certain things about the CEOs, people involved, where they are now, what they were doing, and who's better off now, who's worse off now. But ultimately, BlackBerry used to own 40% of the US market, I think 45%, I think it said, 50% of the world's market. Now it's zero. Like, they completely fell off into oblivion. So it's just really crazy to see the rise and the fall. But even on the rise, there was a lot of turbulence. And when it did fall, it fell. Everything fell apart so quickly, so rapidly. Like within a year, so much just went wrong with Blackberry, so much. But yeah, it was good. Some of the characters were quite annoying, shall we say, but that's in the way the acting was. Acting was great. Acting was nailed on. Acting was spot on. I like the way it was done, especially the way certain characters are with how they act. It's just like, damn, these actors did a good job portraying these people. So yeah, I'm not explaining it that well, but it's full of drama, full of dialogue. There's nothing like special. So special. The movie's good, but I mean, like, there's nothing apart from dialogue and drama. It's literally just one long drama about the Blackberry's trajectory from 1996 to 2008. 12-year period. It's just all drama and yeah, and all sorts of nonsense as well. But yeah, I liked it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Did I say 8.5? I've changed my rating already. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. It was good, it was solid, and I'm glad I watched it. But yeah, Sumotherhood was definitely better off watching the second movie, because if I watched it first, then again, it was only 7:30. Unlimited screenings are a specific time, specific day, so you got to just be available on that day and time. But it was definitely a good decision watching Blackberry on today as well. Before that, watch a serious movie first and watch something that's very cringy and funny. But yeah, that is it for movie night. I'll be back for I think Scorsese's movies is next week with Don DiCaprio, De Niro. I think that's next week. Lizard the Flower Moon might be the next one. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna call these movie vlogs now. I mean, they always have been, but I've just put the movie title in and then vlog. But I'm gonna just, no, I don't even say vlog, do I? I just say watching this or watching that or watching this with Grandad, featuring Grandad. I'm just gonna call it movie vlog or movie night or whatever. And then you get this. And then on my other channel, Davidoff Films, you'll get the short, under 60-second reviews. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see ya.